The EV6 undercuts this GV60 by 15 grand. So why would anyone pay more? Because the 2026 car shares its platform, battery, and charging. What changes is everything you touch. By the end, one number will still belong to the Kia, it is not the obvious one. Start with the shape. Genesis spells its name across the tailgate in full because in America, that crest still needs an introduction. Two thin lines, that is the whole brand, reduced to one signature. If you are cross-shopping these three Korean cousins, subscribe, because the differences are smaller and stranger than you think. The GV60 is just under 15 feet long, shorter than both, and shaped like nothing else Hyundai builds. Genesis calls this a coupe crossover, and the roof commits, dropping from the windscreen in a single curve. That curve explains almost everything good about this car, and the one complaint that follows it around. The paint is called Tromso Green, a color that did not exist on the car this one replaces. The 21-inch wheels come only on the Performance, and its range drops to 252. The front is where the Facelift did its real work, and easy to miss. Each lamp now holds a row of tiny lenses instead of one reflector. Genesis calls it micro lens array, a sharper beam without dazzling the car ahead. The intake beneath is deeper now, and the whole nose sits closer to the floor. Underneath, this is the same 800-volt architecture Hyundai and Kia use, and that is not a criticism. For 2026, it also gets a Tesla-style port, so American superchargers now work without an adapter. Which is why the Kia is so hard to argue with, and why this car has to justify itself inside. So it does. This is the part of the GV60 that no Hyundai or Kia has an answer for. The doors carry the Bang & Olufsen system, 17 speakers in all, and the grills are machined metal rather than printed plastic. Then there is this. Genesis calls it the crystal sphere, and parked, it is only mood lighting. Above your head, the panoramic glass roof runs almost all the way back. Almost none of this is shared Hyundai switchgear. The Napa is quilted into a diamond pattern in a pale blue Genesis calls sky blue. The ambient lighting picks out a triangle motif. The screen is new, one panel, 27 inches of OLED, replacing the two separate displays that came before. The seats are 12-way electric with 4-way lumbar, heated and ventilated, and the piping runs in copper thread. Every switch here is metal, cold to touch. The wheel is new too, 3 spokes, flattened at the bottom, wrapped in the same leather as the seats. There is a head-up display, a digital rear-view mirror, and a key that lives on your phone. It reads your face at the pillar, so the car unlocks with no key at all. The cabin is only half the argument, the rest is behind you. And behind you is where the shape has to answer for itself. Rear passengers get vents, heating, and reclining backs. Open the tailgate, and the shape starts charging you rent for the way it looks. The bay is wide and flat, but shallow, and the glass cuts in early. Sit in the back, and the roofline finally sends its invoice. The headlining is close for anyone near 6 feet. Then you look forward again, press start, and that sphere rotates over to become the gear selector. No Kia does that, and no amount of theater fixes a roofline. Legroom is fine, the wheelbase is long, so knees were never the problem in this car. The backs recline, the center armrest folds down, and the outer seats are heated on this one. 2 adults will be perfectly happy back here. 3 is a squeeze, though the floor at least is completely flat. Which brings us back to that one number. 24 cubic feet behind the seats. The Kia has 24.4, a difference of 1 backpack. The Ioniq 5 gives you 2 more. But that is not the number I promised. It sits deeper. It is the one every American checks first. Both cars charge at the same speed, drawing from the same 84 kilowatt-hour battery. The long-range Kia goes 319 miles, the Genesis 306. The GV60 starts at $52,500. The Kia starts at $37,900. On the one thing that separates them, the hours spent inside, the Genesis wins. If range decides it, buy the Kia. If not, the Genesis GV70 review is on screen now.